All right, so welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video on Antonicus Aurelius Motivates. And yeah, it's a nice day today. You know, we're about to get into it. And you know how we do every time. I just give a little introduction, and then I talk about the topic of the day and everything. And then we get right into it. But before I do all that, I just like to go ahead and give a thanks to everyone, who is already here with me. Again, I'd like to give a thanks to the new subscribers. And if you are new here, click that like button, click the subscribe button, and come join me on my channel. Everything we do here is positive, motivational, uplifting, encouraging, and just talking about various topics every day to motivate people, encourage people, keep them going in life, reach their fitness goals, all that kind of thing. So, and I also do music and everything, which I haven't been doing much lately, but, everything is geared toward Jesus Christ and toward, everything positive here. So, if y'all like that, if you're into that, if that's for you, then this is probably the place for you to be. If not, then, well, whatever. Then I guess you won't be here. But besides that, okay, so let's get right into it. Stop wasting time. Anyway, today's message that I wanted to give and I present is that, never apologize for being who you are and be yourself. If that's if whoever you are is who you are, you don't have to bend or reshape yourself to be anybody else who society wants you to be, others want you to be, anything like that. You know what I mean? For a long time in my life, and anyway, before I get all into it, let's just go ahead and get on out and do the walk and talk, okay? So here, let's go. Yeah, so like I was saying, man, and back to the topic. Never apologize for being yourself. Be who you are. Be happy with who you are. If who you are is the type of person who, you like to stay sober, you don't like to do drugs, you like to just take care of your health, your wealth, and your well-being and stuff like that, then you don't have to apologize to nobody for that. In this life that we live in, we live around so many people who fall in line to a certain narrative or standard, you know what I mean? Just because they're afraid to stand out, or just because they're afraid of what somebody else is going to think of them or something like that, you know what I mean? And I'm not that type of person. I'm the type of person that I don't care what people think about me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do regardless. And that's just the type of person I am. So, um it doesn't make any difference to me whether I offend somebody for the person who I am, because if that's offensive to you, or if you can't accept me for who I am, then I never needed you in the first place. Basically, that's the way I feel. Like, when you find yourself who you are and you know who you are, don't apologize for that to nobody, because God knows who you are. You know what I mean? And that's the only thing that really matters. And when you believe in yourself and all that, that's all that matters. You know, I had to figure all that out because for so long, man, you know, for so long, I was living the lie, you know, living the lie, man, every day, you know, that they feed us every day out here, man, that you have to do things a certain way in order to be accepted, in order to be popular, quote unquote, you know what I mean? In order to, I don't know, just people please and all that. But, you know, if you a Diamond Royal, man, and you the type of person who is chosen for a thing that you have to do, you know, for God or for a purpose in this world, and you know what that purpose is, then that's all that matters. And excuse the distractions, people riding fast by me on the bicycles and stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, so, you know, as I was saying, it's like we're here. We've been given this time to do what we want to do, and it's up to us, you know, what we're gonna do with our time. You know, what we choose to do. We have choices to be made. Every day we make choices, and you know, if you choose to live a certain way and people have a problem with that, then maybe you don't need to be around them, or maybe you need to be around different people. Maybe you just need to think about your surroundings. Maybe you need to think about, you know, just think about, you know, how you feel and all of that, you know what I mean? If you like what you do, then do what you do, you know? That's just the way I see it. Like, I like what I do, and you know, haters are gonna hate. That's just the way it is. But, you know, anyway, man, you know, I don't never, you know, take the videos very long. I just try to keep them kind of short right now, because really, you know, my platform is still growing and I'm still just dropping content right now. But, you know, it takes a while for me to upload the videos and stuff like that. But later on, when I upgrade and do things better and, you know, make the channel better, then maybe I'll make the videos a little longer and stuff. Plus, I know y'all don't have a whole lot of time, really, you know? So, you know, if you give me 7 or 8 minutes of your time, you know, and then, you know, I motivated you to do something positive with your life, then that's what it's all about, you know? Because I survived a lot of stuff, man, and I'm still here. And I'm thankful to God for it. And that's why I'm doing this. So anyway, that's the message today, man. Just be you, be yourself, be genuine, and don't apologize to nobody for being who you are. And that's the message. Peace till the next one.